All right. Here we are. Think and Grow Wealth. My name is Jon Robert Quinn, the guy who builds talk shows coast to coast. And of course, we're hanging out here with Mr. Frank Verney.
That's me.
New York Italian.
New York Italian.
In California.
I've been out here for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, but you can still hear it in your voice, which is funny.
Just don't get me really angry, because then it will come out.
Oh, yeah? You end up sounding like Colin Quinn in a comedy sketch,
Very
right?
seldom do I get angry, but anyone who has seen me get angry know right away where I'm from.
What you talking about?
Actually,
I just do you know who you're talking to?
My voice speeds up. The vernacular changes. The words change.
All of a sudden, you're speaking French.
All of a sudden, I'm speaking a different language. It's pretty.
Oh man, it was just too funny. All right, so today it's funny because we're sitting here. We start off talking about getting angry, and we're going to talk about people making excuses. So this might get a little colorful today. It could get a little colorful. Let's just make sure that we don't drop any F-bombs, all right?
No.
So excuses. Small business owners, entrepreneurs. You know how many times people have told me that, well, you're rich, you can afford it, or you're lucky to have those things happen to you. Really? Do people realize that like 6 years ago I was living in my car? People read Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad,
right.
And he talks about how he was sleeping in his little Toyota, right? Mm-hmm. He sleeps in his car. He lays the seat down and he sleeps in the car. You know what the problem with sleeping in a Porsche is? You can't lay the seat back.
So. Yeah, I know exactly. I had a big mortgage company from 2001 to 2008, and then of course I owned rental properties. I had properties. Our business was booming, and then the economy just fell out from under us, and I experienced some incredible, changes in my life.
Correct.
And I could have made excuses. I could have said, it's the economy's fault. It's my fault. And for a while I did that. But what you have to do is you have to step outside that. You can't. You
have to analyze what actually happened.
What actually happened wasn't my fault.
Well, what happened?
It was no one's fault.
I lost everything.
Right, I did too.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It is your fault. It was my fault, and it was your fault. Because we overextended.
Yes, and if I knew then what I know now,
correct,
I never would have been in that position.
But it's just like a skateboarder. He goes up, he falls, he skins his knee, or he breaks an arm. If he doesn't get back on that skateboard, he's never going to learn what he's trying to accomplish.
Right. And so when people want to purchase a home and they want to get involved as an investor, and they make a mistake, or they don't have the skill to do it, the excuse is, well, I just don't want to do it because I'm scared. Well, you can't.
You have to do it.
You have to do it.
When I had this tiny little 400 square foot store in this little strip mall that was like $400 a month, and I was going to go open up my big 2,000 square foot store inside the mall. And I remember a guy named Guy. He says, "Hey, you're either going to crash and burn, or you're going to come out victorious." And it was like 2 months later, I crashed and burned. I lost everything. I threw in the towel. I threw in everything. I sold one of my cars to build the store. I sold furniture to get inventory. I did everything I could. I had no credit. I did everything I could, and I lost it. Had I not done that, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Correct. Again, sometimes bad things happening to you, if you don't find excuses as to why it happened, then you can move forward, because you can say to yourself, you know what? The reason this happened is because I missed something. It's not anyone else's fault. You learned from your mistake.
Now, how about if we went to college? We could have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college.
I did.
I didn't. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars going to the School of Hard Knocks.
Right. Well, I went to college. I have an electrical engineering degree, and the reality of it is that I just didn't feel like I needed to sit in a room or in a cubicle and work with people that and not get to meet people and work with people. It wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't realize that when I first did it. So I didn't have any excuses. I walked away from college with lots of debt.
I think that it's just because you like getting out of bed at 10 a.m.
Oh, it was just maybe that's possibly
that's probably too. Mine too.
But it's taken me, it's taken a long time to get where I am. And as you mentioned before, people come up to me a lot and they say, You're so lucky you have all this stuff. You're out of your freaking mind. This has nothing to do with luck.
Yeah.
This has to do with hard work, dedication. People that know me, they'll see me sending emails out at 3 o'clock in the morning. The thing is, though, I control my life.
It's funny because you and we've done business deals at 1 a.m.
At 1 a.m. I know. So, and I'm not afraid to call people on Sundays. I'm not afraid to call people on Saturdays, whenever it takes. But I'm also not afraid to take the time off when I want to, because I don't have excuses for anything that happens. I don't want to find an excuse. People try to find an excuse. You blame others. It's no one else's fault. It's anything that happens to you. Who's responsible?
Okay.
You are.
Let's talk about this. How about these people who want to become entrepreneurs or they want to build a business, but they have a job? What's your advice to them?
Just, again, think about your job. Think about where you want to go. And then say to yourself, what else do you want to do?
My advice is to quit your job.
You can't.
As soon as you run out of money, all of a sudden your mind starts to work.
And if you want to do something else, get educated on doing it. You can't succeed in another business or in another avenue of anything unless you have the education to get there. And sometimes that education is not cheap.
No.
Sometimes you have to spend and invest in yourself in order to get to the next step.
Okay, so what is money?
Money is
value.
It's just an exchange of one thing for another.
It's the same as the barter system when we were trading grain for tea or for whatever.
Now you're trading a piece of paper
that
has
monetary
value.
Correct.
Although it's truly not really valuable, but
depends on how you look at it.
Depends on how you look at it. But my
you can
point
thank Richard Nixon for that one.
It's a trade of one value to another. So if you want to succeed, if you want to get anywhere, you need to understand how that all works.
And you've got to become more valuable.
You have to, again, people come up to me and say, how can I work with you? Well, you're going to have to get some education. You're going to have to really understand what it is you want. Have a goal. Once I know where you want to go, then I can sort of handhold you through that process.
Correct.
But if you have no clue, we're going nowhere.
Well, you've got to look at where you want to be.
Right.
And this is what I talk to a lot of people, and they come to me and they're like, well, where should I go next? And they're like, well, where do you want to be?
Right.
Well, you need to know where you want to go and then start working your way back. Imagine trying to go on vacation, right? Mm-hmm. And you're just going to get in your car, but you don't know where you're going to go. You have no idea where you want to end up. Like, let's say you want to go to Paris and you just get in your car and you start driving. You're going to hit a big wall of water eventually, unless you want to go to Paris, Texas, right? The point is that in business, it's exactly the same way. You need to know where you want to go and then work your way back.
Right. And you can't have excuses about why you're not getting there. One of the things I always tell people is that when you're involved in business, you have to, people always say ready, aim, fire. Well, I treat things a little bit differently. It's ready, fire, aim. A lot of the investors I work with want to analyze things like to the nth degree before they get involved. Well, guess what? I love you people because I'm going to get involved quicker. And I'm going to be the one that gets the deal, and then I'll analyze it because in any real estate transaction, you always have a way to get out.
It's time. Timing is everything in business.
Right.
It's all about the opportunity. They say the acronym for POUR is passing over opportunities repeatedly, right? So how many opportunities are we presented with? And when is that next opportunity going to present itself?
And when it hits you,
you just have to take it.
Do it. Because what do you got to lose?
Well, it was like with the talk shows. I mean, they approached me to build a talk show. I have no money.
Right.
And I'm like, well, let's find money. It changed my life.
Right. It's like with this property we just purchased in Redwood City. We needed like $2.5 million. Now I've raised money before, but this was the most I've raised in a while. And so what? Was I confident that we could do it? Yes. Okay. We got into contract, and we had to do our analysis, but we got into contract first. Then we did our analysis and realized, wow, we got a great deal here. So we went out and found it. And we did it. But if we had sat there and analyzed it, someone else would have come in and gotten into contract in that property. Mm-hmm. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
We have Thursday weekly workshops. Talk to me about this real quick.
Okay, so every Thursday evening we meet here in Sacramento, and we have, first of all, for people that are brand new, we do like an orientation going through the pillars of wealth and what it requires being in business, how money works, how taxes work, mm-hmm. how real estate works, and how education pulls that all together for mm-hmm. you. Mm-hmm. And then We also have workshops. So people that are involved with us, they get together as a mastermind and they discuss what they're learning. So they have the opportunity to take each other's knowledge and share it among themselves. We do this every Thursday. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. and it's here in Sacramento. It's free.
All you got to do is go to thinkandgrowwealth.org and register.
Register.
And
Just
show
come
up.
on down. You know, it's something that I think can change people's lives. You're going to walk in there and you're going to say, you know what? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And if you walk away with 2 or 3 bits of information that you didn't have before, well, guess what? How was that price of admission? Free.
Well, not only that, how much do you think you're going to learn coming down the road?
Right.
It's incredible.
And if you come back several times, you learn more and more.
Thinkandgrowwealth.org. How do people get in contact with you?
916-719-6161. And don't have any excuses. Come on down. Make it work for you.
And grab a pen and paper. 916-719-6161. Thinkandgrowwealth.org. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back and learn more. We'll be right back.